Hi guys, welcome back. Um, just a very quick introduction. This is part two to the recording that I did, the video that I did about the divine masculine's initiation, awakening, because there are things that I still wanted to touch upon that the other video, all of my videos are long. I am doing a podcast. You're welcome. Put it on if you're cleaning. This is a very good thing, or driving, or whatever you're doing, or maybe doing gym or running. But either way, so I'm just gonna continue what I was talking about. So in the previous message, if you feel guided to, you're of course very welcome to listen to it. If not, I'm just gonna say very short that I touched upon the fact that you as a divine masculine, were always made to believe, and that is how you have been raised, and that is what you have experienced. You were never meant to honor your emotions and really not honor yourself, because it has to do with everything, not just your emotions. It has to do with your dreams, with your aspiration, what you want and desire. But I wanted to talk about the period of time that you're in currently, and I'm speaking to divine masculine specifically, that are in a human male body. That is important to say because human males are taught to really disregard their own desires, feelings, just pretty much themselves as a person. You're kind of made to believe that you're not allowed to dream, you're not allowed to pursue certain things because things are expected of you. And yes, it's the same thing for the divine feminines or just human females, because there's also a certain thing that is, or things really, that are expected of us. I'm a divine feminine, that's why I say us. But the previous video that I did, I wanted to really really make it clear for the divine masculine, because help is available and there is guidance given to you, but I think that it's maybe it doesn't yet feel as natural to believe the things that you see. So the guidance that is being shown to you, the messages, dreams, any kind of way that you receive your guidance from your spirit guides or the divine source, the divine creator, angels, whatever you call everything around you. I understand, I know that it doesn't feel as natural as it does for the divine feminine, because we see everything, we see signs absolutely everywhere, and because the divine masculine has been brainwashed that he's to disregard his intuition and so gut feeling, and the things that they see around as maybe kind of think of it as a nonsense or silly things, or that these things are not real, that what is real is just the absolutely hard logic, and that is the only way to go through life. And so it's really important for you guys, so you divine masculine, it's important for you to understand that you are very safe, even though your fears and your wounds are kind of trying to make you believe that the unknown is bad because you cannot control the outcomes, you cannot control the situations. You are learning now to surrender. People call it divine timing. It's not about time in on itself, but that's another video. you're meant to surrender. You're meant to actually live in a state of being where you allow for things to happen, because everything that is happening to you is for your highest good. So the outcome of everything that is happening is really good, but only if you allow it. The more you struggle, the more kind of negative the human experience is going to be for you. But I do know, because this is what's been shown to me, that Divine Masculine Collective, they are currently, so you guys are currently bombarded with ancestral karma, ancestral wounding. So things like ancient things, even things that have been around for such a long time, that every man in your bloodline, and not only, but really people around you, and your ancestors, so your family's like immediate, not even immediate, but just people around them, have carried, and that comes up for healing, because you as the Divine Masculine are also letting go and healing and working through what men had to endure here on earth for thousands of years even. A lot of times you have been painted as the bad guys, you know, either too strong, because if you're very strong then you are abusive, or you know, that you should disregard your emotions, you should disregard your dreams. And if you're one of these males that have actually followed their dreams, then you're scrutinized in another way. So you're the experience and what men had to endure has been very toxic. And no matter really what we're talking about, it's always, you know, do more, get more, work more, because you're never enough. It's never enough just who you are, and never enough what you have already accomplished, because it's almost like a, well, yeah, there's a belief, but it's almost like a expectation on you as a man to do more and earn more money, and have even bigger family, have more cars, bigger house, you know, you name it really. And so what you're going through right now, because you are absolutely bombarded by these things, they're like this heavy energy, so negative emotions are pretty much attacking you. Let me just use that word. It comes up for you very often, and much more often now, and it's going to actually accelerate, because it comes up for you to finally take a look at these things and release them. So if you're suddenly feeling very angry because you get triggered by a certain pattern or a certain situation that has repeated itself, either with the same people or even with different people each time, but it's kind of the same thing, right? Let's say you always get disappointed because your friendships are very much one-sided. You're the giver, you do a lot, you value your friends, yes, but it's kind of never returned, and maybe you're angry about that, let's say. So now you're kind of remembering these things. So the situations are being shown to you again and again, for you to actually take a moment to look at it. And you Divine Masculines are very bright. You guys are very intelligent. You are high level being. You are, despite all the wounds and being unawakened for so long and all of these things, it doesn't matter. You are such a pure being. You're extremely smart. And so you are now allowed to, when these situations are shown to you again, so certain memories come up, or just a situation in your everyday life, repeat itself. You are now allowed to see the pattern, let's say, of you overgiving, or allowing people, let's say, to kind of take from you where you have never spoken up about how you wish to be given to. So where that you want to have the energy reciprocated. So that, let's say, your friends, or a specific friend, let's say, that they put just as much work into the friendship. So it's not just you making sure that the friendship kind of goes on, but it's also the other person. And that's just an example, because it can be, it's gonna be everything pretty much. It's gonna be love, it's gonna be friendship, it's gonna be family, it's gonna be workplaces, it's going to be random things that kind of are like, they seem not to connect to anything, but they do, because these are just patterns within you that you are meant to release. But now all of it is kind of coming to a culmination point, as in kind of everything comes up now, because you're at the stage where you have the mental clarity, you have healed so much already, that now you're ready to look at the things that you have buried the deep down, like the things that were the most buried, or buried the deepest, in your closet somewhere, where you kind of either didn't allow yourself to look at and work through, or you were made to believe that you're not supposed to because you're a man, and like, why would I care about emotions, or why would I care about something, or you just didn't feel safe. Maybe you believed yourself that, like, maybe, let's say, incapable of dealing with these things, and up until this point you weren't capable. But that is not because you yourself have done something wrong. It's not because you're too stupid, not because you're not I don't know, intelligent enough for that. Well, that's stupid. It's not something you did consciously. It's the pattern, the ancestral pattern that you carry, that you have decided to heal in this lifetime. But it's everything and everyone around you have never allowed you, never to learn really to deal with emotions, to deal with trauma, to deal with really heavy situations, maybe huge betrayals, maybe abuse, whatever it could be. You were never taught by your parents, by your siblings, by people close to you, how to deal with these things. And it's not because you weren't good enough, it's not because they thought you were too stupid to grasp the thing. It is just because it has been believed that men are not the emotional beings. Of course they are. It's just this super toxic belief system that we have had in place up until right now, that men don't feel, or men are not supposed to be feeling. Men are not supposed to trouble themselves with emotions that they have, or that they're meant to ignore them, or or prioritize practicality, right? Because, you're a man, you need to be working 5 jobs to provide for your family. Oh, you're a man, you need to strive for more all the time. No, you don't. It's a lie. It's an illusion that we're breaking now, but it's a lie. And what has been shown to me is that the divine masculine in this collective, so if you're listening to it, you're it. You're a part of it. You are going through the worst of it now, because now you're fully capable of dealing with these things. Now, up until right now, you have been learning, let's say, how to use the tools, or learning the ways of dealing with emotions, with certain patterns within you and others. And now you are capable. Now you can deal with these things, and you will be victorious. You will overcome this, because that's the whole point. Remember, please, if you're in a very, very dark place and you're dealing with just absolutely the worst of the worst that has ever happened to you in your existence, of course, this lifetime, I mean, please try to remember that you are never given more than you can carry. You are, if I were to say, like, you're wired to win, to be victorious, to overcome this, that would be like a good way to put it. Basically, you cannot fail, no matter how horrible it feels, no matter how isolated you either are or feel, no matter how lonely, no matter how dark the past is or has been, no matter how horrible you think that you are as a person, which you're not. But I know that you guys are meant to believe that you are. And this can also be your own judgment on yourself, because you are now very well aware of the things you did in the past, how much you have been hurting yourself, how much you have been hurting other people, how much you have hurt your divine feminine. And there is a lot of feelings of guilt, there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of regret, remorse. You kind of probably would love to be able to take back time and redo the things. It's just that it's impossible. That's also not the point. So despite all of these feelings, please remember that who you are today will have success. You will make it. Pretty much what I'm trying to say. You will be successful in overcoming whatever it is that you're dealing with. The divine creator, for me it's God. It's just easier to say that for me. So I'm going to say this. So God has made you, has created you and your human vessel, and you as a being, as a soul, as a spirit, as a light being. God made you in a way where you as a person have everything you need to overcome this, even if it feels really heavy. And my kitty is screaming for food. Hi, Sike. So that was one of the things that I wanted to mention, that remember that no matter how heavy it feels, no matter how horrible it really all feels, that you will get through it, because you get so much help from God, from your spirit guides. There's specifically beings that make sure that your connection with your divine feminine is protected at all times. There's absolutely nothing in this entire creation, not just earth, I'm talking angels and other spiritual beings, nothing and no one can destroy the connection that you have with your divine feminine. So no, not everything is lost. You have not lost your divine feminine. There's a pause in the connection because there needed to be, but don't lose faith, because she's waiting for you very much with open arms, and she has so much compassion for everything that you have gone through, that you're going through, and for who you are, because she has been going through these things that you are going through alongside of you. So please remember that. What I wanted to say, that because of these things are now coming up for you, so there is like these, one moment you feel very angry, and then it kind of passes because you have put work into it, trying to maybe understand where the anger comes from. And then there's like a moment of taking a breath, and then something else come up, maybe this time sadness, and then the next time it's maybe a huge amount of shame for the things you have done, or whatever it could be. Do not shut it off. You have in the past had like almost a reflex a reflex in your body, like automatic response to these things before, that would make you absolutely avoid it. So you would shut it in like a dark corner of your mind, to never look at it again, to never think of it again, to never speak of it again. But don't do that. Open yourself to feeling. There's something that people will say a lot for us awakened people. It's giving yourself permission to feel. And I can say like this because I have a lot of air chart in my chart, and there's a lot of logic in me. For me, when I heard it, because it was one of the guidance that I have received as well, that pretty much said, like, tell yourself that you allow yourself to feel angry. And I was absolutely livid, because to me it was, how the hell? What the hell is this supposed to do to me? Like, why would I say it to myself out loud, to give myself permission to be angry? I feel the anger. I am angry. I'm absolutely livid. Of course I am feeling angry. But this, like all of these things, like giving yourself permission to feel these feelings, is not for the conscious you. The conscious you are experiencing these things. You do feel that you're angry. You do feel that you're sad, or feel shame, or you feel really guilty about certain things. But when you say it out loud, you actually speak to your subconscious. So that part of you that you have worked very hard for it to remain hidden, to kind of pretend that it doesn't exist. And when you do that, even without me getting into details, because I am not as advanced as to maybe explain everything in perfect detail, but even psychologically, really, it does something to our bodies, to our brains, that allows us to kind of release the burden of it. There's like almost like, okay, I am angry, but it's okay that I feel like this. Like, I am allowed to be angry. If I have a fucking reason to be angry, then there you go, I'm gonna be angry, and that's fine. Because why wouldn't I get to be angry? Why wouldn't I get to be angry about something that I have every reason to be angry about? And as silly as this sounds, it really helps. So do not shut your emotions off. We all have a different ways of dealing with the things that come up. It's called purging. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know, it doesn't matter, but it's called purging. So when those things come up, and you know, some of us will, I don't know, cry, scream, I don't know, be very angry, want to kind of hit things. Maybe you're the person that kind of does the other thing, that you kind of turn this energy into like, oh, I'm gonna go clean out my car, I'm gonna go for a run, I want to do some boxing, you know. However you do this, do that. Take your time. Nobody, absolutely nobody, is ever going to tell you off or make you feel like shit because you're addressing the things that are within you. If somebody does, because maybe there are still people around you in your like in your 3D, so in your life, that would maybe kind of try to shame you, like how could you, like why are you doing this is stupid, or like, oh, you've never done this before, why would you start now, don't you think it's too late, you know, stupid things. Don't listen to them. These people have only benefited from you not putting yourself first, because you have been putting them first. but they value what you give them, and they do not value you, because they do understand very well that the moment you put yourself first, the moment you take the time and invest it into yourself, whether it's looking at your wounds or doing something that is only beneficial for you, they're gonna lose on it. Those people should never, no, I'll take that back. These people are no longer allowed to be a part of your life. And I'm not saying that like it as in that it's my own opinion. I'm saying it, your own soul does not allow it anymore. And if it's still around you, it's because you're yet to release these people. And really, I hope that you are seeing, if this is something that is happening to you, no matter who that is, whether it's family, co-workers, neighbors, friends in maybe quotation marks, whoever it is that is talking to you this way and telling you maybe how stupid it is, or like, why would you do this, or like, you're a man, you shouldn't, waste your time on this. Fuck them. Really, just leave them. Cut all ties with them. Just release them. Let them go. Let them go their own way, but really set a firm boundary that they are no longer allowed to cross, because these people are the ones that were using you. So I really hope that you take this to heart, because this is something we all go through, all of us. And once you have realized kind of that the people that you have surrounded yourself with have really just been using you, and even if they had like a good intention, really kind of that, yeah, of course they maybe didn't actually use you, they didn't maybe use you for your money or whatever, but when you start noticing that they're only taking from you, they are using you, whether it is financial help or your time or your skills, on your knowledge or your affection, whatever it is not okay, because these people have never valued you as a person. They only valued the things that you would bring to them, so the things that you would bring into the table. So yes, so that was one of the things too. There's also, like, the last thing that I wanted to say about this, is that you have been taught or self-taught, but you have been, a lot of you are avoidance. I don't like to use the term because there's no need to speak things into existence, but you have a pattern, or you have had a pattern within you that was very much shutting your emotions off, burying them deep underneath maybe your work, maybe your obligations, hobbies, things, whatever. You basically kept yourself busy to not to think and to not feel. And this is also something that you are releasing. This is no longer going to work at all, even if you were to try again. It's just, God will not allow you to go back to the past and go back into the old patterns that you already have released. And because that pattern has been within you previously, where maybe something bad has happened that you have perceived it to be bad or negative, you have in those moments kind of shut your emotions off, and maybe try to focus on like the more logical thing. Maybe you try to solve the problem or something like this. And because now you are no longer allowed to do that, And by that, I mean your soul, your own soul is not allowing you to do that anymore. Your patterns of trying, like, soothing or distracting yourself, they will not work anymore. Well, yeah, don't do that. But I wanted to maybe give you like a different perspective on it. When in the past, or maybe even now, when those things come up for you, so a wound comes up and you feel triggered, and whether it's anger within you or bitterness or whatever emotions come up, when you shut your emotions off, when you deny the fact that these things are happening to you, when you don't allow yourself to feel these things, as in, like, oh, I'm a man, I'm not supposed to, like, pay any of this attention because it's not important, you are hurting yourself even worse. And it has nothing to do with anything else. What you're doing is you're just pretty much kind of twisting the knife that is already kind of stabbing you. Because if you don't actively deal with the things that come up for you, that is you just outright disrespecting yourself. So you're learning to love yourself, to respect yourself. So all the things that you would always do for everybody else, because you're the divine masculine, you have always been overgiving to everybody else, you have always been kind, you have always been taking, like, other people into consideration. Like, you're meant to learn to do all of these things for yourself. And even if you would, let's say, manage to kind of ignore something or distract yourself with, I don't know, sex, movies, I don't know, alcohol, spending money, going places, hanging out with people, whatever way you used to kind of distract yourself with that have worked in the past, even if you were to do that right now, what's going to happen is that the same wound, so the same kind of issue, is going to come back even stronger. And it is because, again, you're not allowed to pretend that these things do not exist. You're not allowed anymore to deny these things and to ignore them. And you are now putting yourself first because you're meant to. And this is something that you will continue doing for the rest of your life. And it's a very, very good thing. And I'm very proud of all of you guys, because you have been cursed. It's not the right way to say it, but kind of, you guys have been cursed with self-sacrificing a lot and overgiving, and it's so toxic. So to overcome all of this, there's an applause that is owed to you, and there's so much respect that I, as a divine feminine, and a lot of other divine feminists, feel just this admiration for you guys, that you have overcome so fucking much. YouTube is not going to be happy that I'm swearing, but I don't care. You guys are amazing, and it's absolutely awe-inspiring. It's beautiful how much work you have done, but because you are meant to learn to love yourself, to put yourself first, to put your desires first, because by now you understand very well what is good for you and what isn't, and so you will choose what is good for you only from now on. When you shut off, so when you try to ignore the things, what you're actually doing, you're actually also pushing away the love that is being sent towards you. And that is because, there is this law of attraction. Without you know what it is, then good. I'm good for you. I'm happy for you. If you don't, I'm just gonna say very shortly that basically the energy that you give, or the energy that you embody, is the energy that the universe is gonna send back to you. And so if you are shutting off and defending yourself pretty much from the emotion, so the energy that comes up within you, what you're doing is you're actually also defending yourself and protecting yourself from the positive emotions that are being sent to you. You and your divine feminine are always connected. You're always one being, and at this point in time when you're listening to it, your divine feminine has basically no issues with you. She wants you to come home to her. She loves you so much. She has compassion for you. She has understanding for who you are. She has respect for that. She values you, and all that love is available for you, and it's actually specially for you. And it would be such a shame for you to deny yourself that, where this is what you have been longing for all along, to be accepted, to be valued for who you are. And of course, also, it's very, very important to choose better for yourself. So this is kind of what is talked about very much for the divine, or like within the divine feminine collective. So between divine feminines, that, we as the divine feminine, because we are awake right away, or like we are awakened and right away when we meet our counterparts, and so we feel all of that love right away. And yes, there's wounds and patterns and shit that we have to clear out as well, but there's so much love, and all we want is for our divine counterpart to come home to us. We want to shower you guys, so our divine masculines, with the love that we have. We are also a giver, just as you are, and this is what divine feminines long for. But a lot of divine feminines will kind of get stuck in a very, like, a karmic loop, and this is also a part of the divine feminine's journey, to break free from the codependency. And we do, and if you're listening to it, your divine feminine is absolutely no longer codependent. She has healed that a while back. But we talk a lot about how, like, when we are guiding other divine feminines, that, like, do the healing for yourself. Work, like, all the work that you're putting into. Yes, you love your divine counterpart. You want a family maybe with them. You want to be with them. You want to build a life together with them. Yes, all of that. Sure, if it's your desire, then it is because it's already happening on some level. But yes, it's because it's going to happen. But because there's this quantum entanglement between a divine masculine and a divine feminine, a pair, what one does, the other does too. So we divine feminine basically are being, or have been, really, because not anymore, because we're already above that. But there was a point in time where your divine feminine has been very much bombarded by focus on yourself, heal for yourself, because everything you're doing for yourself, you're doing for your divine masculine. And it has been like this for me, even though it maybe came from came from a wounded place in the past. Now it's no longer coming from a wounded place, but it's still very much a motivation. it is a motivation for your divine feminine to continue working on herself and healing, because they want a reunion with you. They want a life together with you. And yes, there are different paths. Maybe you're actually not meant to reunite with your divine feminine. If you're listening to it, you are, because you are listening to it, and this is the collective. We are meant to come together. We're always actually coming together. That's another story. I'm just not gonna get into that discussion but now. But your divine feminine has spent months, weeks, or months or years on solely focusing or on healing herself, because all of that progress that you did, it was thanks to her. I'm not saying this to put her on some sort of pedestal where you feel indebted to her, because it's not like this. You guys are one being. If one leg is taking a step, the other has two. That's kind of how you should think of it. It's not that, oh, she did it, and oh, now you have to get on your knees and just worship the ground that she walks on. You should do that because you love her. Why wouldn't you do that? She's doing exactly the same thing for you. But you are always supported by her. I am not aware of that, actually, what I'm about to say. I don't know if you right now, or at any point, maybe later on, or maybe you already have in the past, have felt your divine counterpart, like felt their presence, felt their energy. Like, I don't know how to put it into words so that it resonates with you guys, but you kind of felt her with you despite her not being next to you in your real life, or when you're 3D. Sorry, my old gaming jargon came through. It's the 3D reality, so your pretty much earthly life, right? Even if she isn't there or hasn't been there, I know that we as twins think about each other all the time. We love each other from the start. There's some confusion because of the wounding, because of the all of the karmic patterns, the karmic debts, yes, all of that. But whether you feel your divine feminine or not, whether you had maybe in the past, now you don't, or you haven't in the past, now you do, it doesn't matter. She is always there for you, and she's actually cheering you on. Your divine feminine gets pretty much like a play-by-play updates on what is happening with you. And as soon as something comes up, we are going through it too, to help you guys. So realize that you are safe with your own beloved, with your own divine counterpart. God is taking care of you. You have angels, spirit guides, whatever you call these divine beings that are helping you, that are sending you signs, symbols, synchronicities, music. You see name of your divine feminine everywhere. Yes, all of this, they're not people, but there are beings that are helping you all the time to advance forward, to heal, to release. Yes, there are moments where you are meant to kind of sit still in a certain energy, and that just means that maybe there's like a one issue or maybe some issues that keep on coming back again and again, and no matter what you do, you are not yet able to let that go. I am currently in that energy, so maybe perhaps your divine, your divine feminine is too. But that is also because we are meant to be in this energy still. Like, we cannot release it yet, and there's a reason for it. I have my suspicions. I'm not gonna go on talking about that because it doesn't matter right now. Not for this video, definitely. But I did this video and the previous video, like the part 1 for you guys, because it's so important that you guys know that we see you, that we hear you, that even if we are not right next to you, maybe we're on this other side of the earth, maybe we're in a different country, maybe your divine feminine is I don't know, on the other side of town, maybe you're married, maybe you're stuck somewhere where, let's say, you're not yet allowed to be back with your divine feminine. That doesn't matter. There's like certain things that needs to play out, and you just let that be. You allow it to play out, because that is the karmic debt that we both have to pay. But really keep in mind and that you can feel safe. You're very loved, you're very protected. There's so much love in like the let's say spiritual community, because I don't know really how else to say it. I don't know what you experience in your reality, but there's so much acceptance for you guys. There's so much love for you guys, like brotherly and like a sibling love between us, and like between different pairs of twins, like because we can relate to what you guys going through, and like what other pairs are going through. And there's a lot of understanding, there's a lot of compassion. And yes, I'm sure that there have been things that you regret. There are things that you're very ashamed about that you have done, that maybe you feel extremely guilty for. And yes, your divine your divine feminine has like the mirrored emotions about it. Maybe she's very angry about certain things, maybe she's very disappointed about certain things, maybe she feels very sad that certain things happened. But that is almost like on a surface level. It's almost like on the on a surface level, really. And then the undercurrent, like the depth of the water, is her love for you and her acceptance for you. I just really felt that it was super important to tell you guys that, because I know how isolated we are on this journey. Divine feminine is always being isolated. She is cut off from everything and everybody. She's alone for a long time. She's not fucking around. She's not distracting herself. We are fiercely loyal to our divine feminines. Maybe you guys, divine masculines in my collective, are fiercely loyal to divine feminines too. Yes, of course you are. Thank you. That's very nice. That was meant to come through. But your divine feminine is fiercely loyal to you. She only wants you. There's like no need to give any power to the fears within you, to the feelings of unworthiness. I know that you have probably heard a lot of times that maybe not with those words, but because of something that you either don't deserve, to want better things in life for you, that you're not worthy of wanting a better life or just wanting better for yourself, that you kind of have no right wanting your divine feminine, you have no right wanting to break free from these toxic situations and places and cut these toxic people from your life. Yes, you do. You're absolutely worthy of that. You should do that. And it's not because you have earned something. It's not because, oh, I worked so hard, so I should get a reward. No, just by breathing, you are absolutely worthy, the best thing. Everything that you desire, everything you can imagine is absolutely meant for you. So I really hope that you can take something from this, if you guys are still here and listening. But this is very, very important to bridge the gap between the divine feminine collective and the divine masculine collective. Yes, we're about to merge completely and come into union. A lot of us, well, if you're listening to it, you're too. But I mean, like, just collectively speaking, even other twin flame waves, as people tend to call it, like it, whatever the label, it doesn't matter. A lot of these divine unions are coming into fruition in the 3D, so let's say on Earth, because it's time. And we're never separated, but because we are living this human existence, we are going through this human experience, there is this like almost like a subconscious belief that, oh gosh, there's this such a huge gap between the divine feminines and the divine masculines. So if you're a divine masculine, I know that one of the things that you guys struggle with is breaching that gap, because it is your role. Your divine feminine is not going to do that, and if she is, that is means she's still healing. But your divine feminine, when she's healed, she's not going to do that. It is kind of your job. Well, that sounds horrible. Well, it's your role as the divine masculine to take action, to get back together with your divine feminine, to ground the relationship, to kind of make it happen on Earth. Let me just put it this way, because it's a little easier to comprehend. I'm not saying, oh, I'm so sorry. I am not saying that you guys are not smart enough to comprehend it. It's just that I am so used to kind of speaking in these spiritual terms that a lot of times, I will tell you the truth, and this is also for your divine feminine, we are so away from Earth that a lot of times earthly things are just kind of not important anymore. It's just kind of, so the language changes. So that's the only reason. Of course, if you're aligned and you understand, I'm happy for you. Of course you do. If you do not, I'm just trying to remember that I am speaking to the collective that is the matrix twin, and I didn't mean to make it sound like I think that you guys are stupid and will not understand, because I don't think that. I have such a huge admiration for every single one of you guys, because I know what my beloved has been going through, and how much he had to carry, and just how difficult it all has been, because I have been healing that for him too, and I've been there with him despite us not going hand in hand on Earth. So again, I'm saying all of this with love anyway. So thank you so much for listening. I am putting it out with the intention of getting to every single one of you that needs that. So take care. Do not ever forget, you are going to win. You're going to overcome this. You're going to be successful, because you are made to not fail. Please remember that, divine masculine. I'm sending all of you guys a lot of light and healing energy and brotherly and sisterly love. And I will talk to you another time. Bye.